Welcome back to my channel. I'm Angie from Burton Avenue, and I want to show you how to make amazing things with your Cricut. Welcome to day 22 of my 25 Days of Craftmas series, where I show you how to make 25 different Christmas projects using your Cricut. And I also share the SVG files I use to make all of these projects for free, so you can make them too. Today I'm showing you how to make this pretty Christmas wood slice. I just love the look of the white design on the black background. I just think it looks so pretty, and I'm so excited to show you how to make it. So let's go take a look at the supply list and get started. For this project, you'll need a wood slice, vinyl for your stencil, paint and a brush, a weeding tool and scraper, a hot glue gun and glue, Christmas embellishments, transfer tape, your Cricut machine, a cutting mat, and the cut file. So grab your supplies and then head over to your computer. The first thing we need to do is grab the SVG file that we'll be using for this project. You can get it for free on my blog at burtonavenue.com. I keep all the SVG files for the projects I make and share in this free SVG library. These files will work with all kinds of cutting machines and they're free to everyone. Once you're on my site, just go ahead and click on Free SVG Files and then Free SVG Library. You will need a password to get into the library, and there are instructions on the screen if you need to get one. Once you're in the library, you can search for the file It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. It will either be listed under the most recent projects and cut files or under the category Craftmas 2020 Day 22. You can also use your browser search to find it. Once you've found the file, go ahead and click on it, and it will be downloaded onto your computer. Now, when you download these SVG files online, they usually come in a zipped folder, and you'll need to unzip them before you can use them in Cricut Design Space. To do this, you're going to want to go to the location where downloaded files are saved onto your computer. Once you're there, look for the zipped folder that we just downloaded and double-click on it. And a new window will open, and somewhere you should see the option to extract or unzip. Click on that, and then this will show you where on your computer the unzipped files will be saved. You need to remember this location because you'll have to get to it once you're in Cricut Design Space. So go ahead and click on Extract, and those files will be unzipped, and now they're ready to use in Design Space. So let's head over to Design Space and start a new project. Once you're on this canvas screen, go ahead and click on the Upload button, and then click Upload Image, and then click on Browse. Now you're going to want to go to the location where those unzipped files were saved. Once you find the folder, go ahead and click on it. And inside of that folder, you will see several different file types. And we are going to be using the SVG. Now sometimes SVG files will show up on your computer as a Chrome HTML document or something like that. So if you don't see SVG file listed, be sure to look for that. So now go ahead and click on the SVG file and then click Open, and make sure it's the file that you want to work with, and then click Save. Select the file one more time and then click Insert Images. And now the design will appear on your canvas screen. So the first thing that we need to do is resize this so that it will fit nicely on our wood slice. Now every slice is going to be different, so you'll need to measure yours to determine how big to make your design. And I am going to change mine to 9 inches wide, and I'll leave the height proportional. Once you've got the design resized, we need to turn it into a stencil, and we can do that by drawing a rectangle around it. So go over and click on Shapes, and then click Square, and then select your design and go up and click on Arrange and Send to Front. And that will just bring the design in front of the square so we can see what we're doing. Now we're going to resize the square so it fits our design. So select the square again and click on this little lock icon. And now we can just drag this square and turn it into a size that fits our design. And you just want it to be a little bit bigger on all four sides. Now we need to select both the rectangle and the design and click on Align and then choose Center. And finally, you're going to right click and choose Attach. And that just locks our design into our rectangle and it changes everything to the same color so that it will all cut on one piece of vinyl. So now that we're ready to cut, we can go over and click on the green Make It button. And this screen will just show us what our design will look like on our cutting mat. If everything looks okay, click on the green Continue button. And once Design Space finds your machine, you'll be taken to this screen. Make sure that the dial on your machine is set to vinyl, and then you can go load your mat. So place a piece of vinyl on your cutting mat and smooth it out so there aren't any wrinkles or bubbles. Then load it into your Cricut by pressing the up and down arrow button. When your machine is ready to cut, you'll see the C button light up. Press this and your machine will begin cutting. When everything is finished cutting, you can press the up and down arrow button again to unload your mat. Remove the vinyl from your cutting mat and cut away any unused portion. Then you can weed away the excess vinyl. And since this is a stencil, you'll be pulling out the letters and all those decorative pieces. Once everything is weeded, we need to apply some transfer tape. So cut a piece that's a little bit larger than your design and place it sticky side up on your work surface. Then place your vinyl on top of the transfer tape and smooth everything down. You can rub over the design with your scraper and then trim off all the excess material. Now we're going to work on our wood slice. Start by painting a black border around the edge of your wood slice. You should see a ring around the wood slice and you can use that as your guide. Once the outline is painted, you can go back and fill in the rest of the wood slice. Try to make this coat of paint as smooth as possible so you don't have any bumps or ridges. If you do, you can go back and sand after the paint has dried. Once the black paint has dried completely, it's time to apply our vinyl stencil. So flip your vinyl over so it's facing down and then pull off the vinyl backing. Grab your bow and place it on top of the wood slice so you can see how low you need to put your vinyl stencil. Then center the stencil from right to left and press it down. Use your scraper to rub over the entire design and help it stick to the wood. Then carefully pull off the transfer tape. It's kind of hard to see this step, but the next thing you're going to do is paint over the stencil with a light coat of black paint. And this is just to help prevent bleeding. Once that black paint has dried to the touch, you can fill in your stencil with white paint. You'll want to do a couple of light coats rather than one thick heavy coat. Once the white paint has dried to the touch, you can carefully pull off the stencil. You can use a weeding tool to pull out any tiny pieces that were left behind. The last thing we need to do is glue on a bow. And then I also glued in some Christmas floral picks to add a little bit of color. And that's all there is to it. Didn't it turn out pretty? Thanks for joining me on another day of Craftmas. If you love this project and want to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe so you'll get notified each time I post a new video. See ya!